Mini skirt on, dip my body in glitter. Platform sneakers, all the boys want a picture. Two foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya. Mini skirt on, dip my body
Hello,
in
hello,
glitter.
hello. You're now tuned in to the A Little Bit Alive podcast. I'm your host, Kristen, and welcome back to another week. This week, I am doing a rapid fire moment, but I'm doing a rapid fire with topics that you guys have submitted to me anonymously for me to talk about. If you guys didn't see, over on my Instagram at A Little Bit A Lot podcast and on the YouTube community page on my YouTube channel, if you're watching on YouTube, I did post a link for you guys to anonymously submit some topics for me to talk about this week. And I got quite a few responses. So thank you to everyone who, hopped in and let me know what they wanted me to talk about. And I really appreciate that. So if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, make sure you go do that. Like I said, at A Little Bit of Live podcast on Instagram, TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, give this video a like, comment, subscribe. I'm on my road to my first 300 subscribers. And oh my God, I'm so excited about that. So thank you to everyone who is already subscribed, if you already are. And if you aren't, what are you doing? Like, join the gang. Like, it's fun over here. You'll love it here. I promise. I was looking at my YouTube analytics and it's like 80% of my viewers aren't subscribed. So if you aren't, like, what's the tea? Like, let me know. Like, why don't you want to come hang? Like, what? Come on. Like, we can have fun together. I swear. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, I really appreciate you. Make sure you click that follow button so that way you're staying up to date with each new episode. Rate that 5 stars. Leave that review on Apple to let me know what you think about the show. But yeah, so let's get straight into it. You guys submitted your answers and I'm going to talk about it. So we've got the first submission, and the first submission has quite a few things on it. It says how to bounce back after a breakup, self-love activities, and how to choose your friends wisely. Okay, so when it comes to how to bounce back after a breakup, this question is kind of tricky for me just because, like, in November, I've already said it before, I'll have been in a relationship for 12 years. So I haven't had to deal with a breakup in over a decade. But, whenever, like, my sister is going through something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I give decent advice. So I just feel like I just wanted to talk about, like, what I recommend, because I feel like back when I went through my last breakup before my 12-year relationship, I kind of, like, did these things as well. And I would say that the number one important thing to do when it comes to bouncing back after a breakup is to just spend time with people that make you happy. Like, period, point blank. Like, when I'm sad, it's just not good for me to be alone all the time. And because I feel like sometimes I can just kind of just be like, ugh, like, what did I do? I try to look into myself and, like, think that, like, I'm the one that did something wrong, when in reality that's not the gag. And, especially, like, not even when we're talking about, like, bouncing back after a breakup, just even, like, when I'm sick or, like, I just don't feel good, period. Like, if I'm alone for too long, I feel like I could just constantly think about how bad I feel over and over again. And that's not good. So being around people that make you happy, that can make you laugh, where you can have fun, is always an important thing. I feel like anytime you don't feel good, period, but especially bouncing back after a breakup, I know sometimes it's easy to go into, like, isolation mode where you just want to, like, eat ice cream and just, like, sob and be in sorrow. But it's like, you are allowed to have that, but make sure you're also, like, balancing it out with being around people that make you feel good, And another thing that, like I was saying before, like, don't blame yourself. when it comes to the breakup. Like, remember, you're the prize, and if they don't see that, then it's like, skip them. I always tell anybody that, like, you are the prize, like, you are worth the chase, and at the end of the day, like, it's something wrong with them if they don't see, like, the good in you. So it's a chop. It's a chop. And also, I would always say that, like, a lot of times people don't talk about this, but one aspect of bouncing back from a breakup is remembering that you don't have to stay friends with that person either. I know a lot of times people always try to just be like, well, we could still hang out. Like, we could still. No. No. Like, if you don't feel like that's something that's good for you, then you don't need to do it. Because a lot of times, like, having that separation is good. Like, all it's going to do is continue to make you, like, triggered if you're going to continue to keep being around this person. And like I say, like, that's not the case for everybody. Like, there are some situations where people can break up and genuinely still be friends. So I'm not saying that this applies to, like, all situations, but if you're in a specific situation where you're going through a breakup and you personally feel like staying friends would not be good, then don't feel like you have to. You know what I mean? And then the second one that was part of this submission was self-love activities. Love, love, love this. You guys know I'm always talking about self-love, self-care, mental health, all that good stuff. And the only thing that I can say when it comes to self-love activities is I just always make sure that I treat myself as self-love. So anytime, like, I'm going through something or, like, I'm having a hard time, I always tell my boyfriend, like, I need to get something for myself, like, for my turmoil. Like, I'm always saying, for my turmoil. You know what I mean? Like, I deserve a treat, So I just treat myself, whether that's to go to Crumble and get some cookies. There's sometimes where I'm going through a really hard time, and then I'm like, I need a seafood boil. The seafood boil, like I've said on another previous episode on season 1, the seafood boil is the one that I do for self-love activity. I don't care something going on and I feel like I need to love on me. I'm gonna get a seafood boil. I don't know. I always, like, joke around and say it's because I'm a Pisces, and it's like the whole water aspect of it makes me feel like that's why I love seafood so much. But it's like, I need that crab, I need that lobster, I need that shrimp, and that's gonna make me feel whole, you know? And I think the second thing that I do for self-love activities is just to make sure that I do things that I enjoy. So anytime I feel like I really need to just, like, be, like, with Kristen, you know what I mean? Like, really sit with myself and just, like, fully be in my element, like, I'm gonna play Sims. Like, I'm gonna play my Switch. I love cozy games on the Switch. Or recently, I've been really getting back into reading. I really, really enjoy that. I got my iPad so I can read. That's been fun. I actually just finally finished Midnight Sun. I don't know if I updated you guys on the podcast because I did mention that I was reading it. Midnight Sun is complete. Oh my God. I feel like it literally took me 8 weeks to finish that book. Because love you, Edward. You guys know that I'm a team Edward girly. We stand Edward Cullen in this house. But, like, oh my God. Reading from his perspective was really interesting, but at the same time it's, like, exhausting because I just never realized, like, how, like, insufferable Edward really is. He's a lot. And then there was, like, one time where he was just like, well, anyway, back to moping. And it's like, no, Edward, like, he just loves a self-sabotage moment. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah, so I do enjoy reading, and I feel like that counts as, like, a self-love moment. Anything that grounds me and makes me just feel like I'm with myself, like I said, is a self-love moment. And then the third one said how to choose your friends wisely. I would just say that when it comes to choosing friends, that's been a journey for me. It's a struggle. But one thing that I did learn over time is to make sure that I have friends with similar interests. I feel like for a long time I had friends where we didn't really like the same type of music. Like, we don't really watch the same type of content. Like, it's just like, dang, like, it just sucks when you are just like, oh, okay, well, you like that? and you don't really feel like watching what they watch or listening to the music that they listen to. Like, being able to bond over similar interests is so much fun. So if, like, at the end of the day, there is a certain aspect to being friends with somebody where they're the complete opposite. But at the end of the day, though, like, it can only go so far, because then it's like giving clash. But if there's at least some similar interests there, then I can get jiggy with that. So I would just, go with that. And I think that's one thing that I like about Bumble BFF, is you can like put your interests, and you like easily find people who like the same things that you like that way. And another thing I would say is just only hang out with people that genuinely want to motivate you and encourage you. Because I felt like there was an era in my life where I was friends, especially with one person who I'm not friends with anymore. And I feel like they did not like genuinely want the best for me. And it's unfortunate, but that is a reality. Like, I've been seeing, especially more online, where more girlies are like talking about how they were friends with people that didn't like them. And it's like, that truly is the gag. Like, there are some weird people out here who will like quite literally hate your guts and want to see you fail, but then be playing in your face and like pretend to be your friend. Or they'll like constantly like say like backhanded things that make you feel uncomfortable, but then you just feel like you got to deal with it because you're just like, oh well, like that's just them. No, like, that's not acceptable. If they don't make you feel good about yourself, it's a chop. So yeah, hang with people who have similar interests, and hang with people who genuinely want to motivate you and encourage you and like want the best for you. And then we have the second submission. Somebody said they wanted me to talk about Tinashe. That one is really interesting because I don't know if I've ever talked about Tinashe other than on my 2023 year review video, where I think I talked about like Chris Brown and Tinashe kind of got into it. But yeah, I never like publicly like stated my stance on Tinashe, but I live for her down boots. Like, I love her, and I feel like I've been a fan of her for a really, really long time. Usually when it comes to like artists that I like, I usually am a fan of them for a long time. I've been standing Tinashe for so long, back to when, I don't even know if anybody remembers this, but when she was like allegedly dating Legacy from the New Boys. Like, that's how far back I've been a fan of Tinashe. That's when I first discovered her, when she was hanging around him. And that was an era. Like, first of all, the New Boys era was in itself a whole thing for me. Like, the way that I was obsessed with Legacy and just was obsessed with like the drinking era period, like watching the Rangers and the New Boys, like, it was just a whole thing. But yeah, I've been liking Tinashe for a really long time. And some of my favorite Tinashe songs are Super Love. Oh my god, I love that song. Like, especially the video. The video is so cute. I love a video where like people are on the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was just serving beach. She was just serving like pop star. I feel like that video is so pop star. Like, Chef's Kiss. If you guys have not watched Super Love music video by Tinashe, highly suggest you do. Another song that I really love by Tinashe is like another throwback with Party Favors. Uh, uh, they don't know how that I do. Oh, I went to the party for you. Oh, I mix it up and serve it for you. Party favors for you. Something about Party Favors had me in a chokehold, for real, for real. Like, and that was during the time where I didn't really like Young Thug that much, so I'm like, why is he on the song? But that's neither here nor there. Like, I lived for Party Favors. But the three songs that had me in a chokehold the most with Tinashe, like, when I say chokehold, I mean like Foot on Neck, Can't Breathe, Word to Cardi B, like, seriously was hooked on these songs was Link Up, X featuring Jeremiah, and Bouncing. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing about these three songs. Like, Babbage, Link Up, Link Up. Hey, I just pulled up in the Brinks truck. She said $100,000 Cuban Link Up. Yeah, all this drip on me. I have to sync up. Huh? Like, she ate all this drip on me. Like, people need to stop playing with Tinashe and her pen game. I mean, for real, for real, for real, for real. X marks the spot. Now, can you find it? What? Got me busting on the ground. I'm like, just now, turn it up extra loud. First of all, I also highly recommend, if anybody has not seen the Bouncing music video by Tinashe, she's serving trampoline. You know what I mean? And that's the gag about Tinashe that I feel like a lot of people sleep on, because I believe she's an independent artist now. It's like, she is such an innovator and such a pop star. Like, she's gonna give you dance, she's gonna give you choreo, she's gonna give you creative, she's gonna give you innovative, like, everything she does. I mean, even now with like her trending now, like, you can't escape Tinashe. Like, at the end of the day, she's gonna keep the foot on neck. Like, she's gonna continue to like be innovative and serve. Like, with her trending on TikTok with the "I've been a nasty girl, nasty, I've been a nasty girl." First of all, that trend and that dance on TikTok has been taking me clean out. That white dude and black girl dancing to it. Oh my God. And then when I saw that Tinashe saw it and she did the TikTok dance, like, what? No. But yeah, like, she's just so good. I feel like Tinashe is kind of on the same caliber of like performer in the way that Victoria Monet is. Like, it's just gonna serve. It's just gonna serve. And I feel like she's underrated. So I don't always love all of Tinashe's music, but it's like the songs that I do love, like, they literally put me in a chokehold. Like, it's like to the point where when I like that song and I'm in my Tinashe bag, I can't really listen to anything else, especially when X with Jeremiah came out. Like, that's all I was listening to. Oh, also, that reminds me, because at the beginning of the X music video, she had the "I can see the future, I can see the future." I like that song too. But yeah, live, laugh, love, Tinashe. But the third submission says, how you deal with your emotions and interact with your loved ones when you're sad. That's a deep one. Shout out to whoever submitted this. When it comes to the first part of this, with how I deal with my emotions, I had to really think about that. But I would just say that, like, the only thing I can really say is therapy. Like, that's quite literally how I deal with my emotions. I'm a verbal processor for some reason, so that helps me like understand my feelings better. Or like journaling, but usually it comes to therapy. Like, a lot of times, like, I swear I won't know how I feel about something, and then as I talk about it, then I'll be like, oh yeah, like, so I guess, I feel this way, or I guess I realized that I don't like that. I don't know, like, I just be having like discovery moments, like, the more I talk about it. That's how I process my emotions, in therapy. And then the second part was how I interact with my loved ones when I'm sad. I think that also in therapy, this helped me a lot with this specific topic, because I felt like it was really hard for me to interact with my loved ones when I was sad, because I'm usually like the happy, like, funny person. So whenever I'm not in the mood, I feel like it affects everybody, and then like everybody's down because I was just shut down. But now I've learned to like communicate when I'm sad, and especially like when it comes to my boyfriend, like, I just communicate my needs. And that's how I interact with my loved ones when I'm down. Like, if I need encouragement, I just say I need encouragement. Like, if I need time alone to rot in bed and read, I just say that. Or if I need my boyfriend to be with me, I tell him that too. Because there's sometimes where like I want to go lay down and I just want to rot, but I don't want to be alone. But let's say like he's sleepy too, or he could go for a nap, then he'll just nap with me. Like, love that. But then if there's times where like he doesn't want to, but I want him to be with me, but I really need to like lay down, or I'm, not feeling well, then he'll just come in the room with me anyway. And then we'll just like lay together. And then he just stays in there until I fall asleep. And then he'll go off and do his own thing. I recently started doing that. And I'm like, wow, that's like so nice. Like, I don't have to lay alone if I don't want to. And I feel like I do the same thing with my sister. Like, I either tell her that I need some encouragement, or I'll be like, I need advice, or either I need to vent and I don't need advice. Because sometimes when you're sad, sometimes you don't want to hear anybody's opinion. You just want to get off, what you need to say off your chest. And you don't really need feedback. So I feel like communicating that is important too. So whatever you need in that aspect. And also like, I also let her know if I don't feel like talking, because me and my sister have this like understanding where if we are sad, or even if we're not really necessarily, but we just don't feel like talking anymore, we could just say that and the other person like won't get offended. And we're like, okay, we could just hang up. So yeah, like overall, that's just how I deal with it. Emotions, verbally processing, and interacting with loved ones. I just communicate my needs, whether I need encouragement, time alone, etc. Communicate. And then the fourth submission is summer vacation plans, mid-year check-in. Like, what have been your highs so far? Lessons learned, not necessarily bad. It could be, I learned this new platform, and new goals. Shout out to Elizabeth. She submitted this one. There's multiple parts to this. The first one, vacation plans. I don't really necessarily have any summer vacation plans. I am going to Chicago. And oh yeah, also I'm going back to that hotel with the private pool suite later this summer as well. I don't know if you guys saw my vlog where I went to Bel Air Suites for my birthday this year on my YouTube channel. But I ended up winning a giveaway once I stayed there, and it expires in like September, I think. So I got to make sure that I go there, during the summer. So that's definitely on the docket. Another summer plan. I also like going to the food truck festivals that they have near me. There's this town that's about like 20 minutes away where they do a food truck festival like once a month. So I usually like to do that in the summer too. And mid-year check-in. So with this one, it's like she said, high so far. I would say that my high so far with the mid-year check-in of it all is doing my Twilight series. That was really nice. It really was like a struggle to get to the end, because by the time I was like done, I'm like, dang, I love Twilight, but I'm tired of talking about Twilight, babes. But that was like a highlight of the year so far for me. The fact that I was able to get all the amazing guests that I got, and especially like with working with like Sequoia from Black People of Paramore, that was like a real big accomplishment, because I'm just such a fan of her show and everything that she's done with her platform. So that was really cool. Another high for the year was hitting 200 subs on YouTube. Like I said at the beginning of the video, sweetie, if you haven't already subscribe, because your girl, I'm trying to get to that 1K, you know what I'm saying? So that was really a highlight. And then also like my Nicki Minaj concert, highlight for the first half of the year for sure. Like, oh my God. That was everything. And then did you guys see that Nicki Minaj posted that she's going to be doing another leg of the US tour? So right now she's overseas, but my girl is coming back to the US. But the gag is Gag City will not be coming back to Detroit. Like, what is up with that? Oh my God. So I don't really know what I'm going to do because the closest place that she's going to is either, what did it say, Indiana or something like that, or I think Ohio. But it's like, that's about like a 4 hour drive, and it just feels kind of crazy to like do all that and like do the 4 hour drive, pay for hotel and all that to go see Nicki again on a tour that I've already seen. Like, it would just be so much easier if she was like coming back to Detroit, because then that way I would only have to just drive an hour to go see her. But like, what the heck, Nicki? Like, especially with like the fact that like I would think that Detroit would guaranteed be on there again, because she's like, boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. That's literally one of your lines, babe. That's literally one of your lines in a verse on a song. So it's like, we know that Nicki loves Detroit. So it's like, why is she not coming back? Like, I want to run it back. I would love to see Nicki again. And then this time it could be redemption, because I didn't really get the seats that I wanted the first time around. It's not like my seats were bad. And at the end of the day, I'm grateful for what I had. But ultimately, I wanted that floor seat. And I was really contemplating on getting a seat that was literally right next to the runway. But it's like, one thing I will never forgive the people on the internet for is how much they like to tax on those ticket resale prices. Y'all are buying these tickets up and then putting them back up for sale 3 times the amount. That's crazy. Like, so that was really a big issue for me seeing Nicki the first time around. Like, I wanted to get those floor seats, but the prices were astronomical, babe. Yeah. And then lessons learned, it says. I think one lesson that I learned this year is like, you can never go wrong with boundaries. If you guys watched my No Contact podcast episode recently, your girl had to set some boundaries up with family. It is what it is, and big lesson learned. Another lesson learned that I got, or like, cause she put it could be a new platform. This isn't necessarily a new platform, obviously, but with CapCut, I feel like I've been getting a lot better with like learning and like editing and stuff. I've been really proud of that, because if you guys know, like, don't know, I do everything with the podcast on my own. You know, I'm my own producer, editor, like social media manager, like all of that. And when it comes to like my podcast clips and stuff, I've been like trying to have more fun with it and like be more, you know, creative with like pictures, animations, and sounds and stuff like that. So I just really hope that it's paying off and like you guys are enjoying it, because I enjoy making it. And it also just like makes me realize, like, recently I was watching Circle Time with Kelsey, and she was just like, shout out to like my podcast editor, and then like the girl who makes my clips, and my manager, and and it just like made me realize like how many people she has on her team to do so many different things. And it's like, that would be nice if I had someone to edit my videos, and then on top of that, make my clips and do this and do that. But it's just me. And I feel like a few times I've talked to mutuals, and they're like, thought that someone was doing this stuff for me. And it's like, no, I don't know. Like, I'm doing it on my own. I'm almost considering like, would I want to be a social media manager for someone else? That would be just so nice if I could just quit my job and like do just that, like manage my own socials and like manage someone else's, because like, dang, like it really is a job, and I feel like I would be kind of decent at it. I don't know. Like, let me know. Like, do you guys think that I manage my stuff well? Like, are you impressed with the content? Do you like, you know, the social media aspect of what I can provide? I don't know. Like, I think I'm pretty cool and I'm pretty good, but yeah, that's just me. But anyways, yeah, so I've been really trying to like learn CapCut more, and like a lot of the people on TikTok are really useful and helpful in that way because so many different people do videos on like different CapCut features that you might not know about. And it's like so many things that that app can offer that I feel like people don't know about. So if you haven't tried to like learn or understand all the features that are on CapCut, I would highly recommend you do that. And then another, it says new goals. I would just say the only other new goal that I have for this year is to hit 1K on Instagram. I am so close. I think I'm at like 8 something, but I would love to get to 1K on IG. So, like I said before, babe, if you're not following me on IG at a little bit of la podcast, what are you doing? Like, it really is fun over there. I really like enjoy sharing different little parts of my life and stuff on my Instagram stories, and like talking with everyone, all my mutuals and followers. Like, it's a really great time. I really love Instagram. And like the Instagram stories. I also love the fact that like you can do polls and like get people's feedback. Like, it's just such a direct way to communicate and get engagement, in a organic way, and reach out to people and hear their thoughts and opinions on things. And I feel like it's like slept on. Like, a lot of people are just like, Instagram is dead, but like, it's not. At least on my page, I feel like it's jumping. I have fun over there. So yeah, that would definitely be one of my goals, is like to hit 1K on IG. And then there was another submission where they asked for me to eventually talk about friendship breakups, but I feel like that needs its own episode alone. So I will be talking about that eventually. But I was like, there's no way I can fit that in with today. Like, because I literally have a friendship breakup trauma that like was still affecting me not up until not that long ago. So I definitely need to get into the gags and spill the tea on that. So that'll come eventually. So you guys wait around and stick around for that episode. But yeah, so those are all of the submissions, all of the things that you guys wrote in. I really appreciate it because your girl was having a brain fart. I'm like, dang, I already talked about Bridgerton. Like, what do I talk about this week? I feel like sometimes it's like the ideas come to me naturally, but this week I'm just like, wasn't really feeling well. And I'm like, dang, I don't know. I don't even have any mental energy to figure this out. Let me ask the girlies. So shout out to you guys. We also have favorite thing of the week, favorite song of the week. I don't feel like doing the jingle anymore, guys. I'm going to be real. The favorite thing of the week. It's like, I don't know what it is. I do not be feeling like doing that. I just want to be like favorite thing of the week, favorite song of the week, and then like just get into it. The jingle, I feel like it would, at first it was making me feel like Jackie Ina, where Jackie Ina is like Jackie, 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 Jackie. But now it's like, I don't know. Like, let me know if you're watching on YouTube in the comments. Like, do you like the favorite thing of the week jingle or no? Because I feel like we could just do without it and like move forward. Clean break. And on top of that, it's not like it's like a consistent segment. Every week, I don't always have a favorite thing of the week or a favorite song of the week. Like, so then it's like, I don't know if I feel like doing the jingle. Anyway, the favorite song of the week is Attitude by Don Toliver, featuring Charlie Wilson and Cash Cobain. Ever since I got money, I got attitude. Like, what? Love Don Toliver down. I feel like Don Toliver can't really do any wrong. I have seen him in concert because my boyfriend really, really likes Don Toliver. Like, that's one of his like top artists. And he was really, really good live. So he's not like personally my like fave, but because my boyfriend listens to him, like I do know a majority of his music and I do enjoy it a lot. But it's just something about this song with Charlie Wilson. What the heck? Like, can we talk about the fact that Charlie Wilson is, I don't even know how old, and he's in that music video, like smacking those girls' butts and just like really in the cut with it, like looking cool. Like this man, I just feel like is always going to like live forever. Like what is up, Charlie? Like you are just really in the cut with the girlies right now. Like no, I was really really dead. Like I was so dead watching that music video. But yeah, and then it's like I already talked about the fact that I love Cash Cobain. So anything slizzy, you know what I'm saying? I already said like I'm basically a slizzette. Cash Cobain, we're waiting on you to go on tour, babes. Okay, I understand you're doing all these shows in New York and stuff, but it's like we're gonna need you to take it global. All right, even if it's just a club appearance or something in Detroit, I might slide through. We don't even need an official like Fox Theater type of moment. Like if it's just an appearance, I don't know. I need something so that way I can turn up and see you in person. But yeah, so I'll make sure I add that to the playlist. You know, the favorite thing of the week. I mean, favorite song of the week playlist. If you guys don't know, it's under the playlist tab on my YouTube channel. But yeah, so like I said, thank you to everyone who submitted a topic for me to talk about. I'm really hoping that I can do more of these. Like I was like, wait, this is like really fun being able to like directly get feedback on things to talk about with you guys. Like I really really enjoyed it, but I do need like everyone's participation so we can all just gather and be a team. Like we could really do this more often. I really, really appreciate it. So, yes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Rate that 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. And with that, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Phone calls, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya.